Okay, Albert's maybe just still listening to Mr. Hardy.
This morning we have our morning session. All you need to do is click on your link.
Okay, good.
Sessions will be at your school site, and we will see you back here tomorrow morning for our union.
See you all later.
General session. Thank you. You guys have a
Which, as we are waiting for folks to come in, we'll just check in our settings and we'll get started as soon as we can. I think at least 25 folks signed in with the survey, and then I imagine now that the other session is over, we'll be coming in. I see Mr. Haramis. Come on. Good morning. And it's okay if you guys want to unmute just to announce like hello and say your name. And also, you know, you can say hello in chat or both. So open up the chat stream and feel free to say your greetings there too. I see Tasha Houston. Good morning. We got 30 so far. In case you didn't know it, you're popping into a little training on Google Classroom for TK to 2nd grade. Hello, yeah, good. We got everybody checking in. Awesome. I'm going to be beginning in a short bit. I've got a few more admitting here from outside. Hi, hey, Paul. Good to see you. And we have Kathy Barrientos popping in. She's going to be helping me monitor the chat.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, who is that?
This is Barrientos, Mr. Schwanz. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, hi. Oh, thank you. Great. And all of you guys coming in, do say a word, you know, say hello to everybody. This is a friendly place. So great. I know I need to kind of watch the time, so I'm going to start my timer. You know how that goes. And, oh, we have Mr. Aquina. Good morning. Now, you know, this is, I'll just say it again as part of welcome. This is Google Classroom 101 for engaging TK to 2nd grade learning. But if you're not teaching TK to 2nd, this is still a great place. I think, you know, there's a lot to say about engagement in any grade. And even if you're in a role not in the classroom, I had a few people indicate that when they were, you know, checking in with the survey. So that they weren't in the classroom, and that's fine too. We all need to become familiar with Google Classroom, right? Okay, so great. We're just going to continue to have people popping in, and if you have a question, just unmute yourself and speak it out, okay? And I'll do my best to address every question as we go along. I have someone else from outside. Okay, great. Coming on in. I'm gonna go ahead and advance my slide. So our agenda for the meeting today is right here. It's in the slides that I'll be sharing, but if you want to follow along or interact on the agenda, it's a document and you can link to it here with this bit.ly link, or just follow along and listen in. It'll also be live for later if you want to review the agenda or make comments. There's a place on the agenda document to write questions, and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so far as our agenda today, going right into the agenda, I just wanted to mention that you want to have a chance for questions and comments. I have some that were already provided, but the real focus today is on looking at Google Classroom as a means to really increase student engagement in the early grades, pre-K, TK. Now, I know we have a few pre-K teachers, and I'm sorry I didn't, when I made the title, I just said TK, but I understand some of you are here, and to answer your question, yes, I think there's a place for Google Classroom even in the pre-K, but we'll talk about that a little bit. I will do a tour of Google Classroom, and you'll see we'll do some looking at, I think I call them fundamental features. And then we'll look at the stream. and what kind of things can we focus on to get started. And really today I want to focus on what do I need to do to get started. So I made a checklist, and I thought about, like, okay, what could I do if I just go through the checklist? I mean, wouldn't you agree? Sometimes when it's something new and it can be a bit overwhelming, just take me through and I'll just check them off as I go along. It looks like as far as our norms, you see I have some post-its over here. Let me go back to that. Please mute your mic if you can, and most of you, it sounds like you've done that, but do unmute and share a question. You'll see here I have a resource list. Let me click on over to that for a second. And I just wanted to show what I'm talking about with regards to the resource list. And let me give that a chance to load. How are we doing? I can't hear anybody shouting out, but do like I said, shout out or mention a question or comment, or if there's something that I'm saying that's not clear. So anyway, this, and if you see here, I have attendance, and I wanted to mention that. So I'm going to copy this into chat so you guys each can do that sign in. I think the district wanted us to make sure we got that sign in done. So I'm going to copy that in and put it into the chat stream. So you click over in there, and please take a minute and fill that out. Okay. So get on over to the chat stream and take a look at that. I know I was going over to the checklist. There it is. Let me click on over to that. Okay. Before I get to that, let me go back and just do another bit of an announcement about myself. You know, I've been in Linwood a number of years now. I don't know how the time flies, but I've been an educator for almost 30. And I have the privilege over the last 6 years to teach in TK. Man, it was an awesome experience. This year I'll be teaching 3rd grade, and it's the only grade I haven't taught. So how about that? And I'm pursuing a certification in Google Trainer. So that's another reason I really appreciate everyone being here today. This training today and your feedback is really going to be helpful for that application that I'm doing. So a question about you: how googly are you feeling today? Does anybody want to chime in? Are you enough? In other words, are you feeling like a little bit overwhelmed with the whole Google Classroom or with online learning? Let's have a few people chime in there. Go ahead and speak up. How are you feeling about being googly today? You're feeling great? Okay. Or overwhelmed, I see in the chat. Okay, I get that. Okay, and you know, sometimes, you know what it is? It's the most unexpected technical issue that comes up. Everything, you might have your classroom set up, and then you go live with Zoom or Google Meet, and something else comes up. Okay, good. Go ahead and speak up too, verbally if you want. Okay, that's fine. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead, and I feel like we've gotten a good start in uncharted territory. Good. That's Jorge Rodriguez. Good. Well, I give you a little bit of a testimony. I was a little bit skeptical about Google Classroom for my little ones in TK, but even before pandemic time, I launched into it. And I found it to be a real good support. It helped me stay organized and helped me, it's in a sense having an assistant in the classroom to give students a place to click and take do a little question or an assignment, or you know, to help however it could in the classroom. Okay, are you ready? We're going to go through some features in Google Classroom. This is what I would say in terms of framing. Google Classroom can be a conduit to facilitate the live and the asynchronous live extended. I don't like the term synchronous, asynchronous. It just sounds too tech speak, but whatever you want to call it. Maybe for our primary students especially, this is live teaching and this is extended teaching, or you might say your classwork. Well, whatever it is, Google Classroom can be like that conduit and help bring it together. I'm going to move on from that. I think I could probably stay right on that point for a little while, right? Okay, so look at this. I created what I think of as a setup checklist. Number one, create your classroom. Now, if you haven't yet, I'm going to just take you through the steps. I'm sharing my tab. I'm going to go classroom.google.com. And if you can't see my screen, speak up. This happened to me all the time with my students, and they would say, teacher, I can't see your screen. Or their parents would be sitting there with them and would say, Mr. Schwanz. Okay, so when you go, the quick way to go to Google Classroom, of course, is just type in the address classroom.google.com. Now you see all my classrooms popping up. Another way to get there, to click on your waffle in Google Apps, and then go to the classroom icon. Okay, different ways to the same place. Now, you see I have all my classrooms, but if you haven't set up your classroom, teachers, click on the plus sign, and you need to go ahead and create class. Put in your class name, ... And for section, okay, I'm going to make a hypothetical class right now, okay? Okay, I'm going to call it a hypothetical class. And for section, for elementary, I'm going to put this year. And that'll differentiate it from, from year to year. And I'm going to leave subject blank, and I'm going to leave the room blank. Those are not required. And then boom, have my class. How we doing? I'm sailing at the speed of 1 billion gigabits per second. Okay, there's my hypothetical class. The first thing I do is I change the theme. I don't like those standard themes. You know what I mean? So usually what I do is I find a friendly photo and I'll upload the photo. Nice thing about the classroom here is when you put a photo in the banner there, it'll customize all your colors to match. Or you can just select a theme on the picker selector. I don't know the technical term for it. Pick one that fits. If all else fails, just do a little customizing to make it your own. Okay?
Mr. Sean,
Anyway, see how easy that was? Yeah, good question. Go ahead. What is it?
you know how when you create that top and it looks almost grayed out, like on the top of your Google Classroom, the banner? Is there a way
Yeah.
Is there a way for it not to be grayed out so it could be like brighter? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of bothered me too, Kathy. I think it's like a default for the classroom. It kind of lessens the banner. It diffuses it. It makes it kind of fuzzy. And I think that's a style thing, and I don't know if there's a way around that, but let's look into that. Yeah, I've tried with different kinds of photos, different kinds of images, and just experiment with it and see what you get. Sometimes I just try a photo with a lot more contrast. You might find a clip art or something with a lot of contrast, and then just put it in there and see what happens. Yeah? Okay, great. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Good? It's funny. I put my timer on and my phone went to sleep. So anyway, I know the time is going to fly. So let's see here. Now, listen, I didn't think that this would be like a, we're going to go through every step during this hour that we have. But if there's one part of this that you really want to see, speak up. What I did was I color-coded the little checklist, right? So blue is create classroom, and that's what we just did. And then the orange is the theme, and we did that, right? That was quick. And then, so we can already check those off. And then adding students and parents and guardians. How about that? Let's do that. Now I'm going to go back to my classroom. And I'm in the hypothetical class, right? The one that I made, but I'm going to go back into my list. So I clicked over on the left side. I have the 3 lines. I'm going to go to the Google Classroom training class. This is the one I made for our session. Now, if you want to log into this class and join it as a student for our class today, you can type in this code. Can you all see that? You know what I'll do is I'll put this over in the chat in case you want to you know, have some hands-on. So let me get right over there to the meet. I'm going to put this link in the chat, and that way you can join in with the class to you know, see the classroom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the People tab. And here I can add teachers, so have some co-teachers, and also already see some two teachers already popped in as students. Way to go, man! You guys are on it. This is great. So you can manage them there, and then if you have students already in the class, then you just click on Invite Guardians. You have their email address. If you do, then you just click on Invite the Guardians. That is so simple. Now, was that too fast or what? We're doing okay, aren't we? Yeah? Good. Good job, guys. Keep with me, okay? We won't be too long, so you know what we could do?
Chance.
Yeah, go ahead. I
have a question about
yes, go ahead.
you added your students. It said there invite guardians. So this is the first time I use the Google Classroom. Will those names automatically appear for those students that are in our class, or do we have to make like?
Good question. Yeah, good question. Yeah, so let me show you that. Okay, so I'm going to share this tab again. So look at that. These are the students that have come into the classroom because I sent the link. So to answer your question, students will not be automatically added to your classroom.
Okay.
However, you can add the student automatically. You just click on the Invite Students little plus sign, and you can add the student manually. And I've done that especially for TK, right? I'm not going to go through all this complicated link and everything for them. I'm just going to add them directly. So you can just type in their name, right? And I'm going to just put in my name and see it, because my students are already in the domain. If I type in their email address, the first part of it, look, there it pops me up. I don't need to add myself because I'm already in there, right? But you can do it that way. But they're not going to be automatically added for you. Okay?
Got it.
I like to just send the parents the link, and then that way I know that they're connecting, you know. But whatever works, you know what I mean? Good question. Okay, great. How are we doing? Everybody's with me? How are we doing? We still have, oh my goodness, we have 76 in our session. That's incredible. Great. Okay.
How do you send
back to my back. Say again. Hello.
How do you send the parents the link?
Well, you know what? That's a good question too. So what I would do is let me get back over there. Share that. Okay, I'm back on that screen. So what I would do is I would go to my stream, and then I would just click on this class code. You see that, what I did there? Click on the class code. That's my unique class code. And I would just click on this invite link. And that has all that text. It'd be fine to put that in an email to the parents, making sure that, you know, it's the correct email address, because you don't want to invite strangers, of course, with that link. A simpler way to do it, if they're already familiar, is just give them the class code and tell them go to classroom.google.com. So I'm going to put that in the announcements right here. Classroom.google.com, and use your stu.mylusd.org address to log in. All right, then class code. Okay, so that's a simple way. You don't have to have the fancy code from this link, and you know, that there have been issues, you know, because sometimes parents will try to join the classroom with their email address. No, it's not going to work. Just you know, students first, and then add the parents with the Guardian link. Okay.
Mr. Schwan,
Good.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
My name is Andres
Yes.
Otto. I'm a speech therapist. In terms of
Hi, Andres.
confidentiality, will other families be able to see the names of the students in those classrooms? Because I would like to keep that private in terms of HIPAA.
Yeah, it's very private. Okay, so that's really a great question. You know, not just for our little ones, but for all of our students to be protected for privacy. That's the reason that there's this class code and this procedure, so that you know you can control who has permission to the classroom. It's private. So yeah, great question. How are we doing, guys? Thumbs up. Can I see a couple? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Schwan, this is Kathy. Someone asked if they can change their name once they create their classroom. That's a question.
Okay.
On the chat there.
You mean change your teacher name?
Their question just says, can I change my class name once I created a class?
Okay. Does anyone who want to speak to that as far as changing your name? You mean your teacher name as it's presented in the classroom? I don't think so, but that's something to look at. Go ahead, speak up. Yeah. No? Okay. So I don't think so. Let me just see what you're talking about here. I'm going to share this tab. One of the things in your classroom is your district email, your MyLUSD. That icon is going to show up in different places. You see it's in the top right to show that this is the account that I'm in classroom with. But it also it's kind of handy, and I use this little Bitmoji because it makes my students' interaction a little bit more personal, right? So that's how you can do that. As far as your name, it's the name that is on your district account. Getting a little feedback there. Let me go ahead and do a mute. Okay. Let's see here. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just a second. I'm gonna ask Diane. Diane Del Sol, could you mute? Okay, great. Thank you. Hey, that was great. Good job. You know, what we're doing is we're just modeling some of the stuff that's going to happen with our little ones, right? Oh, my goodness. Okay, great. Okay, so, guys, let me get right back to my tabs. I mean, in my presentation. Good questions. There's another task as far as setting up your classroom, and that's adding some materials. I'm going to move over that right now. It's not essential, but I like to make sure that I have a few essentials. I mean, I have a few, materials in my classroom. Just so you know what I'm talking about. If you go to classwork, and then you go to create, you see this little materials option. I like to put a couple to start the year that are like essential And I put in like the district website and some things like that. I'm not going to go ahead and do all that right now because I want to get right back. I really have some other things I wanted to show you as we're going through. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing great. Okay, so let's talk about routines. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, I can't see you, but you can give me a thumbs up. So exit tickets, and this is something that people had asked about as far as our exit ticket strategy or checking in, right? So I'm going to go right over to my classroom, and I'm going to use this live. So let's say that we're doing our class session, and I'm presenting to the students the classroom. And so I'm going to pose a question right here in chat. How are you today? And then I want you to respond in chat. Now, you guys, I know little ones are not going to be able to type a lot, right? One way to simplify this would be to give them a little happy sign. They could say happy, right? Or they could say okay. It doesn't matter. All you're looking for is a quick response. We don't have emojis in this, but hey, you know, you can have some fun with that. That's a quick way to check in. And that's just in our stream right here. Another way to do that is to create more of a question. Now you can do this ahead of time and then refer to it when you're doing your Google Meet. So I'm just going to pose a question. It's under classwork tab. What do you like about Google Meet? Share a short answer. You can make a multiple choice or short answer, and this quick little question gizmo. I'm not going to have any points for this, okay? So I changed that, and I'm just going to say ask. Now feel free, if you have the classroom open, to take a look at that. Now that's going to be right here under classwork, and depending on your settings, it can show up in your stream. You can turn off that. It's a little advanced feature, but right now it posted right to the stream. So let's say people are answering here like they are with the comments. Okay, so we're checking in. Okay, good. Jose says he's doing okay. Good job, Jose. You responded. It's great to hear from you. Oh, there's some more. Take a look. Veronica's doing well. I'm happy. Good job, Rodriguez. Tanya, she said okay, and okay, we got it. You know, we got some good feedback, and that was pretty quick and easy. How about that? Oh, letting in somebody else here just a second. Welcome, Lainey Allen. How we doing, guys? Was that fun? Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm gonna go right back, and I just want to double check. I know that was quick, but you can use the survey, you know, the little question. It's called question. You can just use the stream and have comments. Keep it simple, and use that classroom stream, because even after the live meeting, that stream will be there. It'll reflect the conversation that happened, even with the little ones. It shows that we're participating, right? And then look at assignments. Let's take a look at that next, because this is another question that folks had. Let's do that. I want to just move right along. How are we doing on time? It's 11:06. Okay, guys. Super. Now, listen. Remember what I said at the beginning, it can be overwhelming when you're starting to look at all these features. Relax, okay? These next steps, our digital coaches, Kathleen and Sandra, have created some wonderful resources, and I linked to it here. So for each one of these, you go to the Google Drive. I made the link for you. It's also right here. It's in the agenda. I'll show you, okay? I'm going to click right over here, and they made a video for each one of these features. So you don't even have to listen to me showing you. No, you can take your time and look at these features, okay? Show and tell. Let's take a look here. Did I see somebody just pop in here? We're doing okay. Okay, good. Oh, I see in the comments, someone was asking about the class name. Yes, yeah, you don't mean your name. You can change your class name, definitely. It's in your settings. Okay, so you see, I'm not going to play the video. Just sharing this tab to show you that they go through the steps to make your assignments. If you would like, I'll go through it right this second. Are you guys good with that? Let's take the time and do at least a little tinkering with it, okay? So, I mean, after all, I am the presenter. Da da da. Okay, good. Oh, good. We got some more question answering going on. Okay, guys, I'm sharing my classroom, and I'm gonna go to classwork, and I'm gonna create an assignment. Now look at that. All these different options come up. Just create an assignment. You can. I have Kami installed. It's an extension. I can create a Kami assignment. I have a quiz assignment, a question. We actually did that one, right? Had a material. So let's do the basic one, the assignment. And then it just opens up my assignment window. Let's call this an assignment. Quick write or quick draw. Let's call it a quick draw. Open. Let's say I create a little template in Google Drive, and it'll be a place for the students to insert a picture of something they drew, right? Open the doc and add your photo. Parents, help your little one take a photo of their drawing. So they draw it on their paper, and then when they're ready, the parents can help them submit. So I'm going to add here a document, just a blank document I'm going to use to create, and it's going to take me over docs. Are you guys with me? Someone say hello. Okay, good. We're looking at the time. Looks like we're doing okay. I don't want to keep you late for lunch. That's funny. I have like the fastest internet ever, and it's like, come on, come on. Okay, so here's the document that I'm creating, and I'm just going to make a quick.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
What is your class? Is this class ending at 11:45? Because I'm wondering why you keep looking at the time.
Oh, I'm just doing that because I tend to lose track of the time because I'm so into it, right?
Okay,
so I'm just doing that to keep myself on target.
So if the class ends at 11:45, how about if I remind you at 11:40 that we're getting close? That way you don't worry so much about the time.
That's great. Why don't you do this at 11:30? Just say, hey, let's do some wrap up because I want to make sure there's time for questions and discussion. Okay.
Okay, I'll remind you.
So 11:30. Okay, I'll stop looking at the clock. All right, so here I am in my document, and I'm going to title this Quick Draw. And then I'm going to just put a real simple instructions. Use, add, use insert photo to add a picture of your drawing. So you see, because I'm adjusting for ripples, I don't want them doing the drawing digitally right now. I want to just use a picture. And then when they do that, I'll also attach a little help file so they can see how to do this. Insert image from camera. And then they would give permission to their camera. Let's see, and add. Oh, here it comes. All right. So I'm gonna say allow. Each one of these steps I can break down for them. There's the picture. And let's say I drew it. Picture, insert. Ta-da! Okay, so there's my drawing. How do you like it? And then if the parents want to help, they can they can crop it or whatnot. Maybe and don't forget your name. Okay, and I'm seeing this as young as pre-K, of course, with parents or caregiver support, right? So I'm going to go back now to that assignment tab, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's the copy for each student, because I don't want them each adding, at least for this assignment, I don't want them each adding a photo to a shared document. I want to share the photo only for them and their parents to see, and for me, of course. And I'm going to say assign. Give that a second to. Okay, great. So how's that? That assignment is posted. I'm going to go right over to my stream and just double check. There it is, the assignment quick draw. So it was, you know, not simple, but really not, you know, not a ton of steps to do that. So let's just check on our routines. You know, I can see the orange here, daily comments and announcements, and you know, like a checking in question for a live session. Maybe there's a checking in daily or for each live session. I don't know how that would work for you best. And then we have here on the blue one, we went through some steps to create assignments. I want to show you another assignment that I made, and a shared resource that I thought was really helpful, especially for TK, okay? So if you look at this assignment I created here, let me scroll down, or actually, oh good, I'm getting some good interactions here. Good job, you guys. I'm going to go right here to all about me. So if you open this assignment, this is a template that was created by Christine Pinto. She was a teacher, maybe she still is teaching, in Arcadia Unified, and she started blogging about using Google Apps for Littles. So you can find her, just search Google Apps for Littles, or I linked to her blog here. And really fantastic. Here we go. There's the Google slide that I opened up. Really fantastic, creative ways to use Google Docs and Google Slides, even Google Sheets, and there a lot of them are template based like this, and it just gives the template. When the students then open it in Google Classroom, they'll have their own copy, and you know, I can see that this would be something that the parents could help with, depending on the age of the child, right? And another alternative would be if the parents wanted to, the students could just complete the drawings on a separate paper, and then take a photo to insert into the document. Easy, really easy. Of course, depending on their age, they're going to need some help getting their name and everything ready to go. Would you agree that looks pretty easy? Yeah? How are we doing so far? Does anybody have any input? I see some. I'm going too fast. Okay. I will slow down if I can. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
so are all the docs, slides, sheets, drawings, forms, all those you create in the assignments, are those going up on the stream, or are those in the class? I mean, how do you get them over to the classwork assignment?
Oh,
you know, when we created,
okay.
I noticed how your doc went onto the stream, and I was just wondering why it didn't go on to the assignment, you know, to the classwork tab instead. Does that make sense?
Oh, good. I think so. I think so. Let me see if I can clarify that. Good question. Okay, so this kind of goes to organization, and let me see. I think that was my next slide. Okay, so we're going to switch over on my slides and the agenda to something more like try and share. So, you know, as we're doing this, if any of you want to try some things, this would be a good time, tinker around. That way you can give a little question or feedback like during the session. Now, after the session, I still would love to help and support. So, you know, it's not like the end of the session, we have to stop talking about it, right? But I'm just saying, use some time right now if you want to tinker with the classroom settings. But that's what we're going to do because of Catherine's question, right? So I'm going to go over to Classroom. And when I post, I think the standard setting is when I post to the classwork tab, it goes to my stream. But Google Classroom allows for you to change that, because what can happen, one of the complaints people have is you have to scroll so much. It's like old-fashioned Facebook, you know, you have to go so far down to find out what's going on. And you know, you want to really simplify things for your families. So maybe this would be the way to do that. I'm going to go to my settings tab. Now I get a bunch of different settings, not too much, but I have my details. That's where I can change my class name. There's another place to get invite codes. Okay. And there's my setting for the stream. You see where it says stream? I'm just going to click on that little down arrow. I'm going to let students can post and comment. You know, if you wanted to draw that back a little bit and just make an announcement page, that's fine. You know, especially for littles, right? They're not going to be using that, but I don't know. I would say maybe this would probably be a good setting. Only the students can comment and not make a new original post, right? On the classwork stream, show attachments and details. That's what I had set right now, Ms. Quinton. But what you can do is you can totally hide those notifications. Now watch what happens. I'm going to save that, and now I'm going to refresh. See what happens here. So now the classwork is only going to be found on the classwork tab and not on the stream.
Mr.
It just
Sean,
separates it, right? Yes, go ahead.
you took a picture earlier to post on an assignment, a drawing.
Yes.
Did you have to upload that through your phone, or were you able to do it through Google Classroom? How did you do that?
Oh, okay. Just a second. I want to make sure I answered Ms. Quinton's question. And I think that was Lupe, right?
Yeah.
Ms. Gutierrez? I recognized your voice. Okay. So, Ms. Quinton, did I answer your question about that setting? Was that good? You got to turn your mic on. Ms. Quinton? You're muted, Ms. Quinton. Okay.
Yeah,
Ms. Quinton,
going
you're
to look at the
muted.
classroom,
Yeah,
but
okay, there you go.
yeah, I just assumed that when we did an assignment under the classwork tab, I just assumed that it went into their classwork. So it doesn't unless we change that setting, right?
Yeah, so you want to tinker with that till you get it like the way you want it, you know.
Okay.
I like, you know, less is more, simpler is better. And I find with TK, I find that just keep the stream real simple, and if the parents are gonna you know, be right there helping the students, and the students can learn to go to classwork and see the list of your classwork. And you know, the thing is, you can organize it by subject, and that can really help too. So
Okay.
good. I'm glad we're able to address that. Nice question. Okay, so Ms. Gutierrez said, wait a minute, how did you add that photo, right? Well, Ms. Gutierrez, I just did it in the Google Doc. So if whether or not you're in Google Slides or Docs or Sheets or whatever, you can use that insert image, and the students can do this with their Chromebooks, right? And then they insert by camera. And then I gotta wait for the screen to load. Give it a second. And this page example is my favorite toy, right? So let's say my favorite toy is the stapler. I'm gonna put that image. And this is just meant to be real quick. Of course, I could just add a clip art too. That would be fine. I'm gonna add this for now for this example. And then that's done. Did that answer that question, Ms. Gutierrez? Yeah? And I see that as something very simple.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank
You
you.
bet, no problem. Great, you know, you know, I would start with just a real simple one page, you know, like a selfie even, or a picture of you and your parent, or you and your learning partner, who's helping you with your Chromebook. And you know, you can decide if you want to have them just share that with you, or maybe this is something we do as a whole class. It's, you know, I guess you could say the sky's the limit. So, man, we're doing great. Awesome. Okay, listen. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Kathy. I just wanted to let you know that there's a question on the feed.
Yes, go ahead.
It says, I have a combo. Oh, it's from Miss Kimball.
Okay.
Miss Kamala Kimball. She says, I have a combo 2-3 class. During the summer school, I had a 2-3 combo. I wound up giving all assignments to both groups so that students who finished independent work could rejoin us if they finished early. But to make it so that students did not get graded or receive a 0 for an assignment they didn't do, I had to do that individually and change the points possible to 0. Is there any other way to do this more efficiently?
Oh, wow. You know, leave it to Miss Kimball to ask me the tough questions, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I was having that issue too, and it's similar, not that I had a combo, but, you know, with distance learning in the spring, not all the students were doing all the assignments because, you know, some were doing independent study format. It was just all over the place, right? So, you know, Ms. Kimball, I'm going to have to look into that and see what, you know, what are some ways to go. Does anybody have any input on that? Let's restate that. Ways to manage the points possible so that there's a way to do it more efficiently.
Because I
you know
didn't.
one thing. Go ahead, Ms. Kimball.
Oh, because I didn't want my students, you know, like if the second graders joined the third graders, they would see what they were doing and they might try it, they might not. But then in order to assign it, I had to assign it to all of them in order for them to be able to
Okay, okay, Ms. Kimball, check this out. I was just looking at this the other day. This might be exactly what you're talking about. You could use, when you make an assignment, you can make it differentiated. So I'm going to create an assignment right now. I'm just going to go create assignment, and I'm just going to do, you know, just anything, right?
Okay.
My assignment, and here it says 4. So I'm here a group. I'm going to unselect all the students, and I'm going to do a group. Do a Kina, Orientos, Dimas. Let's just going to pick teachers that I've worked with before. Well, anyway, so that's how you would differentiate. And then only the students that are in that grade level or in that group are going to get the assignment. How about that?
Okay, but I wanted all of them to receive the assignment? No, because I wanted all of them to receive the assignment so that the second graders see if they're doing the assignment, the third graders come back early, so they're not bored or getting into trouble, but they could also view the assignment but not get graded. But I actually just thought of one way, but maybe you can find a more efficient way. I could make the assignment twice for the second graders and the third graders and just give them both the same assignment, just duplicate the assignment, and then just one of them give them a grade and another one a grade. That's the only way I could think of.
Yes. Okay, so yes, let me share this tab. That's exactly what you would do. Right now, I'm going to assign it to this group. I made a group of 3. And then I'm going to go to this assignment and duplicate it. Right?
Yeah, but are you given the same in the assignment? The questions are the same for both students?
Yeah, it's the same assignment, just that one group will get a grade on it and one group won't, because it's not really their own assignment. But I want.
But how do you make it more rigorous for the higher level than the lower level?
That's a good question.
See, that's where you need to differentiate. When you mention differentiation, yes, you give the same questions to second grade, but third grade, maybe you need to add an additional step or two that they have to do per question.
Well,
and that's how you make it more rigorous from one to the other.
Right.
That's good.
But that wasn't right. But that wasn't what we were doing. They did have very specific assignments, but because they were obligated to be on at the same time, except when they were doing independent work, I wanted the other grade to be able to view the assignment, and so that's why I made it available. But
okay, Miss Kimball, you know what? That's fine, because when you make the duplicate assignment, you can make adjustments to it to differentiate it, you know, by the instructions. Yeah, that's great, Mr. Eubanks. Good point. Okay,
well,
you guys.
That was my high school principal history. I'm at the high school level, so I just kind of kick back a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I got it. Well, that's great. And you know, I think that you guys, I can tell that I've got the wheels turning. You know, we're thinking about some of these ways things can apply. So I wanted to share this as sort of a way to bring some things together if possible. You know, I want to just encourage you to do what you can to try something now and keep it simple. And you know, already I'm asking if there's something you'd like to see again. If there's another question you have. I'm doing a level 2 training on Thursday, Google Classroom, but I'd love to support more. So you know what? Who knows what could be as far as, you know, training and support. But I wanted to reaffirm this, that the Google Classroom supports developmentally appropriate assignments. You're in charge, right? And growing in complexity, and giving students and their caregiver options for fine and gross motor, for social emotional, and for academic growth. Most importantly, it can help you kind of streamline what you're doing with your classroom. Go ahead. I heard a question.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I'm at the secondary level as well, and I kind of get confused with each period and having to do Zoom meetings for each period. Right. Is it easier? Google Meet is easier than Zoom in terms of setting up the meeting times. Would you mind going? I kind of came in late. Would you mind going?
You know what? Yeah, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I totally blew past that in the settings. My bad. Let me take just a second and really come back to that with our classroom. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share my classroom tab. And one of the things that it's just been implemented with Google Classroom is Google's rolling out the class meeting. There we go. I'll show you where the Meet link is. Right here in the top banner, it has the Meet link, and this is the link for my students. It's already secure because they have to log in with their credentials to the Google Classroom. And if they know the meeting starts at 10 o'clock, whatever, they click on that link and they're in. There's no email invitation. There's no confusion between different Zoom links and different things. It's right there. So that keeps
it all simple. It would be the same link for all periods if I'm dealing with secondary as well?
No, so you would have a different link for each of your classes. So if I go into my, go ahead and I'll show you here. If I go to my settings, it's right down in the settings here. You see this particular classroom has this particular Meet link.
Okay.
And then each period would have a different Meet link.
Okay.
And so all you do is, you just make sure you're going into the same session, and then the students can come in, and then boom, you're good to go. It's really simple.
And so it would generate its own link for each period.
Yeah, for each Google Classroom, right?
Okay.
And then if you want separate meetings, you can create separate links. Go ahead. I hear you.
Shantz, for kindergarten, you mentioned the link is on the banner, on our class banner. So do parents just click on that link in the morning or when we're starting our first session, ELA 8:45?
Yes.
So they have to click the link, and then they'll see me, they'll see the teacher.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Now, if the parents want to click on that link with their account, then you just let them in. It's kind of like a Zoom waiting room, right? So if you see, you know, like some of you did today, you came into the meeting without LUSD. I just had to give you permission to come in.
Do you recommend that we tell parents use their child's student account or
No.
their
Yeah, I would say definitely have the parents use the kiddos' account to come into the meeting. That's really best. And that doesn't always work out perfectly. I have all kinds of, you know, joins, but yeah.
Thank you.
Like, but it's better than there. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Kathy again. There's a few questions on your feed.
Okay, go ahead.
So Miss Williams wanted to know if she, let me see, go back. She wanted to know if she can, oh, I'm sorry, I lost it. Oh, she wanted to know how she wanted her students to submit their work.
Okay, great. Submitting work. Yeah, I did see that over there. Thank you. Let's take a quick look at that. So very simple. I'm going to go ahead. I got somebody on a phone. I'm just going to mute you because I'm getting a little feedback. You can unmute yourself if you need to, but okay, good. There we go. Awesome. Hey, you guys, I just wanted to say you guys have been awesome. Thanks for being patient with me as I'm working on the bells and whistles here. Let me go ahead and share my screen again so I can address that. Students submitting work. Now, this is one of the things that, you know, there are help videos that you can share with the students and parents so they can see how to do it, and there are some that are better than others. I don't have one particular one right here, but let's take a look and see if I see one. Chrome tab, here we go. And let's share this one. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I have it in the last slide. I think I did. Okay, so this is where we were just at. You know, what features will you try today? Listen, guys, as we're finishing up, please take a minute and do the survey while I'm doing this last part. So let me copy the link for you into the chat.
We are 10 minutes away, so Mark.
Oh, good. Thank you. Awesome. And I'm really glad you did that. It made me relax because I wasn't like worried about going over time. Okay, so here is the link to the survey. And just be honest if you can. Tell me what you think about the session. I would appreciate it greatly, okay? And it looks like we had a total of 80 of us here. Wow, that's a record. Okay, so we're looking at is ways to encourage those assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and share my agenda page. And if you want me to share the link to this agenda page, or maybe Ms. Barrientos could copy the link and share it to the chat, so you guys have that. But here it is under resource links. You see I have the LUSD online learning notebook, and I have the digital coaches help deck. This is top-notch stuff. I'm going to go ahead and copy that into the chat too, so you can see it firsthand. And then I'm going to post it here and share that tab. So what they did was they just created a bunch of these little videos to go through, you know, different feature settings and routines in Google Classroom. And this is from the teacher's perspective, right? And, you know, adding here, it's just overwhelming when you think about it, what all the work went into to create this, right? So, but I want to go to the other link. I'm going to bounce around a little bit here. So, okay, I go to, on the resource links, let me see here, go away. I want that to stop. Okay, there we go. I had their YouTube playlist linked here. So I'm going to copy that one and share that out. And that'll load up. and I'm going to paste it into the chat. And this is their, I think a lot of these, of course, are the same videos, right? But if you go to their, here we go. Oops. Sorry, guys. It's going to take a minute to get this to load. Just a second. All right. Moving at the speed of, I don't know, Time Warner or whatever we got going on here. So they have this channel, and if you go to this channel, I think they have a video on, like, from the student view, turning in assignments. Yeah, it's not coming through very good, but I can at least go to the directory. There we go. Sorry, Kathleen, I didn't mean to let you down and not play your whole video. Okay, now it looks like my screen is frozen up. Okay, here it goes. So if you go to LUSD Digital, there we go. You should subscribe. You know, might want to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, because they're posting stuff all the time, right? And just see if we'll give this a second. Oh, it's giving me the wait message. Okay, you're gonna have to take my word for it. That is one of the videos, and you can do a search for like this. I would say, I'm gonna put it in chat. Student view turn in assignment Google Classroom. You know, do a Google search or YouTube search for that, and you're golden. Okay. I don't even remember who asked that question. Who was that now? Come on, did that help? Yeah. Okay. Good. Now we're getting to a time where we need to just stop and maybe hear from each other. What's been good about this time? What are we looking at for questions, and how can I support you in an ongoing way? Go ahead, anybody. I got my notepad here.
Mr. Shantz, this is Kathy. I wanted
Hi,
to,
Kathy.
one of the things I was really looking for was maybe if you can give us tips on like just organizing the classroom. I know for me, like I want to know like what would be the best way to organize it so that it's easy for the kinders, easy for the parents, because like when you open it and you click, all the documents are all listed. It's not very kid friendly in my opinion. So like I just want to make sure that it's organized in a way that's effective for me and for the students.
Okay, good. Kathy, I think what I'd like to do is maybe make a couple room videos. I'll share my screen and I'll share it out with you folks, okay? I'm not sure if I'll have an email list of everybody who was here. I think I will. Yeah, and I'll make sure you get that. That's a great idea. And there are some things that I did in TK, you know, just as far as making it simplified. But I'm also remembering I have a YouTube channel with, I shared it in the presentation. Maybe I'll copy that over. And I have, oh yeah, it's actually on one of the slides here. It just shows how I incorporated Google Classroom in some of my live sessions, okay? So let me do that. Thanks for bringing that up. Here we go. Let's see here. There's always that one more thing, right?
Yes, there is.
So
thank you, Mr. Shantz.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see. I got to go. Yeah, go ahead.
A question. After the students have completed an assignment, it shows up in the drive, like my slide drive. And so I have all these assignments. Is there any way to block that? And because I can see them in Google Classroom, but I don't want them necessarily on my slide drive.
Okay, so you're saying, is there a way to organize it in your Google Drive?
Yeah,
Ms. Houston, right?
they're slides, and so then they end up in my slide drive, and I don't want them there. Can I block them from even going there?
No, but there are ways to organize it to make it less cluttered.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So Tasha, I'll look at little, Google Drive organizer help, and I'll send it to you. Okay.
Okay.
That's a great idea. Unless somebody who's here live has a link ready to go. No. Okay. No problem. Yeah, that can be really annoying. Another thing to look at is notifications. You might want to tweak those notifications in your Gmail, because when your students start submitting work, then you get all of a sudden so much mail coming in. Good. Okay, so do you see in the chat I put that playlist, and that has like my class meetings, and I just recorded them primarily for the parents that weren't able to be there with their kiddos live, and it basically is announcements and some little lessons. But like here in the morning meeting, this one here, and this kind of addressing Kathy's question about simplification, right? One of the ways to make it more user-friendly is to refer to it often in the live meeting, so they're familiar with, as I'm talking about it and describing it and showing how it's being, how we're using it. So that's just the theory of, see it often, learn it more. So that's a little screenshot of that one. And then this other one, similar thing, where let's see if it'll load for us. Yeah, it's going to do the same thing. Load. Okay, so anyway, that's the idea. Oh, there it is. So this was like a virtual field trip that I was announcing. And then this was similar to the question I did at the beginning of our session today, where I asked the students to respond before the meeting. And then I did a screenshot of it, and we referred to it during the class time. So awesome, good. Well, any other things about today? What's been the most helpful, or maybe there's something that you need a little bit better understanding on? We can follow up with it later.
Hi, I have a question. My name is Ms. Porter. My name is Ms. Porter. I'm from Helen Keller, and I'm the preschool teacher. Hi.
Okay, great.
The preschool teachers, this is going to be our first time using the Google Classroom, and you were going a little bit too fast for us.
Yes.
Where can we pick up some additional tips? Because I think most of the preschool teachers are lost. We're in a group chat, and most of them didn't pick up anything from this training.
You're right, and I was thinking about that. Your special situation. Let's set up a time for just your cadre, with just your pre-K, because you have a really unique need, and I think we can use Google Classroom and really simplify it so it's easy for the parents, and it'll be really strategic. What do you think?
It sounds good to me. I think we have some supervisor online with us in the training as well. Yeah. Maybe she can coordinate something with you.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. And
but she doesn't have to coordinate it. It's Swans. You can just, if you're able to send a link and the time that you're available, and then we can you can do this from scratch again for those of us that didn't get a whole lot of stuff, because again, not just the elementary, but secondary, even high school, we're still having problems, adjusting to this mess. So if you are able to put it in your schedule and set up another training like this, and we can start from scratch all over again, that would be appreciated. It doesn't have to be mandated by the district. It can just be something that we decided.
Right. Good. That's great, Mr. Eubanks. I appreciate that. Ms. Porter, did you do the exit survey yet?
No, I did not.
Okay, the exit survey is in the comments, and the link is there. If you would put that in the comments of your exit survey, that would really help.
Thank you.
Let's do this pre-K Google Classroom, and let's make it awesome.
Can you mind helping me as well for secondary? Yeah. Okay. Do I need to just email you, or?
Yeah, Ms. Cox. Yeah, you guys, we need to do a secondary focus. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm all over that. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Mark, this has to be done by before Friday, because on Monday we got to get busy. Man.
I know.
So
And
what would be the best time for me to reach you for this?
just put it in your comment in the survey, or send me an email,
Okay.
and I will be happy to follow up. Okay. And if it's not myself, let's work this out. You know, like the saying is, we're in this together, right? Come on.
I'm sorry, this is Ms. Porter. Between 2 and 3 o'clock will be perfect for preschool teachers. Between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, you guys, I want to not keep you past our time, but you're free to stay and chat, whatever. I don't have to run, but I want to say thank you for being here. Although the distance was, extreme here, we are together, right? And I want to appreciate you being the time. Thank you, Ms. Barrientos, for helping me with the chat there and keeping us online. Thank you for Mr. Ebanks keeping me on time. Thank you.
We did pretty good.
Awesome. Okay, good. All right, and if you can, come to the Thursday. I'm going to go a little bit more in detail on some of the, extensions and stuff to make it even better. Okay.
Hey, we'll see you in a minute.
All right. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Now, how do we get to the survey, Mark?
Oh, you know what? I'll post it in the link again in the chat. Okay. Let me copy that.